Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I am so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Now today we're going to do a yoga flow, focusing a lot on the hips and the lower body. Now if that sounds good to you, go ahead and roll out your mat, hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and we'll flow right into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Stay firm. Sending that right foot back. We will begin our practice with some happy elephants. Heel toeing the feet out a little wider than our normal stance. We'll reach the arms out wide to our sides, splay the fingertips, pull the shoulder blades in towards the spine, and we'll twist open in one direction. Then we'll twist open in the other, lifting the back heel as we turn and allowing the arms to sway of their own free will. Now we'll slowly start to run out of momentum. Bringing the arms back down to our sides, we'll heel toe the feet in for our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Now picking up the toes, we'll spread them out nice and wide and set them down. Lifting the shoulders up to the ears, we'll work them back and down the spine as we rotate the palms forward to continue to pull those shoulders back. Tucking the chin in slightly so we're stacked from the middle of our feet all the way up through our head. We'll close the eyes and take a few deep breaths here. Fully filling the lungs with air, taking that breath down low into the abdomen. And then fully releasing the breath back out again. Now we're going to keep the eyes closed, and we're going to start to add a little bit of movement, maybe swaying side to side or forward and back. We're still pressing into our toes and noticing the micro adjustments that our feet make to keep us balanced. Now, if you do notice that it is a million times harder to balance with your eyes closed, go ahead and open your eyes. We're starting to warm up the balance, to notice the feet, to ground into the earth. And we'll come back to our neutral, back to our center. We can open the eyes if we haven't already. And with our next in-breath, we'll reach the arms up towards the ceiling. With our exhale, we'll drop the elbows alongside the shoulders, splay the fingertips out wide. We're pulling the shoulder blades in to center so that we have long collarbones. And we can add a baby back bend here if we'd like to take the eyes up towards the ceiling, or we can keep our spine long and straight. With our next in-breath, we'll send the arms back up towards the ceiling. And then we'll sweep them out to our sides as we bow from the chest, moving to our forward fold. With an inhale, we'll halfway lift, flattening out the back, reaching forward with the top of the head. Exhale, we'll fold forward again. And we'll take a little bit of time here to wiggle and play. Just notice how our body is feeling today. Maybe you're tight along your hamstrings, or your body just feels heavy. And notice as we use some grace and allow the body to soften into our pose. We can grab for opposite elbows and find a sway side to side. We can rock forward, lifting our heels off the mat. Dropping the heels, rocking back, lift the toes off the mat. We can pedal out the legs, or we can swivel out the hips. Just finding some way to move. Now with another in-breath, we'll move to our halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll nod the head yes. Shake the head no. And allow the whole of the upper body to be heavy. Let the arms be soft and wiggly. We'll press into the toes as we add a little more bend to the knees. And then we're going to roll or ragdoll our way towards standing. Really take your time here. We'll lift our shoulders, lift our head and neck at the very last point of our roll. And then we can find some shoulder rolls or some shrugs when we make it to the top. Now I'll move to the top of our mat. And with an in-breath, we'll send the arms up towards the sky. Exhale to cactus the arms, pull the shoulder blades in and down. We can find that micro baby back bend where we can keep the chest forward. With our next in-breath, we'll send the arms up. And with our exhale, we'll swan dive the chest forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll drop the hands down to the mat, stepping, hopping, or floating our way back to our plank. Now our fingertips are nice and spread out wide. We're gripping into the mat as we shift further forward, coming onto the tippy toes. We'll hug the elbows close to the body as we chaturanga lower to an up dog or a cobra. Softening the chest slightly so we can lift the hips and up, send them up and back behind for our down dog. Now again, we'll take some time here to move. And we can pedal out the legs, we can swivel out the hips. You can find a little gentle bounce. And we'll lift our left leg up towards the sky as we circle our left ankle out in one direction and then around in the other. We'll bend at the knee, draw the knee to the nose as we round through the spine and shift forward. And we'll drop that left foot down, bringing a full breath in. And an even larger breath back out as we drop our right knee down, untuck the toes. With our in-breath, we'll lift the chest up, send the hands to the sky. We'll tuck the hips forward as we shift the hips towards the top of our mat. Finding our low lunge. Now pressing into our left foot, we'll extend our left leg towards straight, reaching with the fingers as we send the hips back. We'll fold forward towards our left leg for our half splits. Now shifting forward again, low lunge, send the arms up towards the sky. And with our exhale, we'll drop our right hand down, reach the left hand up, and find a gentle twist. Now our left hand is going to go from on top of our right arm. We'll send it out in front, turning the chest down towards the floor. As we lengthen out through our left leg, we'll sweep the left hand along the ground. Send it back and up. Now we'll shift forward to our low lunge as we turn the hand in towards the body. Shift back to our straight leg as we reach the hand up and around over top of us. And back towards the top of the mat for our low lunge. So we're going back and forth between our low lunge and our half splits, but we're working on large circles of our left shoulder as we do so. Bring our left hand all the way back around, shifting the hips forward to our low lunge. We have the hands framing out our left foot, and we're going to walk our left foot back a little bit. So if you need to shift the hips back to give you the space, that is all right. Then we'll send the hips forward again. Now we're going to have our knee past our toes. So we're lengthening up through the back of the leg, through our Achilles tendon, and we're building strength in the ankle. Keep your hands down to the mat if you're not used to this pose. If you're a little more used to this pose and would like to do more strengthening through that ankle, you can lift your hands off the mat, but you can also keep them down. We'll shift the hips a little further back again, so we can wiggle that foot back up to the more neutral placement. Bring the hands down on either side, and then we're going to lift our left hand back up towards the ceiling, and then bring it down to the inside of our left leg. Now we can heel toe that left foot out towards the outer edge of our mat as we send the hips forward. We can also roll onto the pinky edge side of our left foot or press the left knee away. But we're focusing on that forward motion of the hips while lifting the chest out in front of the body, finding our lizard pose here. And of course, we also have an option to tuck the right toes under and lift the right leg off the mat if that is in your practice or if you want to play around with that today. We're going to scooch our right hand a little bit closer towards our left leg as we turn the chest towards the left side of our mat. We can keep both hands down if you'd like, or we can start to play with another element of sending our left hand up and back, reaching it towards our right toes. Now we'll circle that left hand back up and around. We'll tuck the right toes under. And we're going to step the right foot towards the top of our mat, moving to our yogi squat or our malasana squat. Sending the hips down. We're using the elbows to press the knees away from each other so we can lift the chest up. And if your heels are lifted, that is okay. We'll start to move around in this pose, maybe rocking side to side slightly. Now dropping the hands down in front of the body, We'll shift forward, so we're putting a little bit of weight in the hands as we send the hips up. Exhale to fold. We'll heel toe the feet in and back to our mountain pose. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive the arms. Lift the hands towards the ceiling. Exhale to a cactus, option for that baby back bend. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll drop the hands down. Step, hop, or float the feet back. Fingertips are spread out wide. We'll shift a little further forward. Chaturanga to our up dog or our cobra. Then we'll send the hips up and back behind, down dog. And wiggle out some more. And when you're ready, we'll lift our right leg up and back behind. Circling the ankle out in one direction. And around in the other. We'll bend at the knee, draw knee to nose around as we roll forward. And step our right foot to the top of our mat. We'll bring a full breath in. And an even larger breath back out. As we drop our left knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, shift up. And move to our low lunge on this side. Now we'll press into our right leg, reaching the hands forward as we soften the chest to our half splits. Now shifting forward, low lunge again, reach the arms up. And we'll bring our left hand down beside our right foot and reach the right hand up for a gentle twist. Now we'll reach that right hand towards the top of our mat as we lengthen our right leg towards straight. Circle the arm up and around, shift forward, low lunge as we reach forward. Dragging our right hands along the floor as we reach back. Up and over large circles of the shoulders as we move between our low lunge and half splits again. We'll bring that right hand down, framing out our right foot. Send the hips forward, and we're going to walk our right foot back. So now we can lean forward, sending our knee past our toes. As we're stretching out the ankle, and the back of the leg. Again, we have an option to play with some strength by lifting the hands off the floor, or we can keep the hands down and focus on the stretch. And then we'll send our right hand up and bring it to the inside of our right leg as we walk the foot up and out towards the outer edge of our mat. Again, we have an option to rotate the foot to the pinky edge side. We can take our right hand to the knee and press the hip open. But we're working on the forward motion of the hips and keeping the chest up and the spine long. Good. We'll walk our left hand in a little closer to our right foot. We'll turn the chest towards the right side of our mat. And again, we can keep both hands down, or we can reach our right hand up and over towards the back of our mat. We'll circle the arms up and around again. Set them down. We'll tuck the left toes under. Lift the left knee. And we'll step the left foot up to our Malasana squat. Heels are in, toes are pointed away. We're dropping the hips down and using the elbows to press against the knees. And again, we can find some side-to-side shifting here. Or we can find our peace in stillness. We'll drop the hands down in front of the body. Shifting forward to put some weight into the hands as we lift the hips up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, heel toe of the feet back into a neutral. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive the arms. We'll send them up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinging from the waist. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands down, step, hop, or float back. Now we can go directly to our down dog, or we can add a flow in between. Chaturanga to an up dog or cobra. We're dropping the hips back for a child's pose, or any other poses in between. That'll get us to our down dog. Now we'll slide the hands a hand's distance closer towards the toes. So the distance between our hands and feet have shrank. We can walk the feet a little further away from each other, bending more through the knees and sending the hips up and back behind. We'll start to shift forward, moving to our floating tabletop here. So we'll bring the shoulders over the wrists and bend the knees to float or hover them over our mat. We're on our tippy toes or pressing the hands into the ground. And then we'll drop the knees the rest of the way down, untuck the toes. With our in-breath, we'll shine the chest forward, lifting the eyes and the tailbone up, lowering the stomach towards the mat. With our exhale, we'll curl in towards center, arching up through the mid-back, chin to chest, and tucking the hips under. And we'll move back and forth with our breath. We'll move back to our tabletop. And then walk the hands out a hand's distance further in front of the shoulders. Pressing the ends of the fingers into the earth as we tuck the toes under. Lift the knees, send the hips up and back behind, down dog. Now lifting the left leg up towards the sky. We'll step that left foot towards the top of our mat. Full breath in. And an even larger breath back out. Now noticing the feet. If our feet are on a tightrope, if they're in line, we might want to step that right foot out towards the right side a little more so that our feet are hips distance apart. We'll plant the right hand down beside the left foot and send the left hand up towards the ceiling. Now with our exhale, we'll reach that left hand towards the back of our mat. And we have an option to lower our right hip down towards the earth as we do so. With our inhale, we'll lift back up. We'll do 2 more times. Exhale to lower, reaching to the back of our mat. Inhale to lift up. 1 more time, reaching back. Inhale to lift back up. Now we'll bring that left hand down to the inside of our left leg as we pivot our back foot down so it's perpendicular with the front. We'll reach the right hand up. And with the next inhale, we'll lift the whole of the upper body up, finding our warrior 2. Take a moment to find your pose, to find your balance. With our next inhale, we'll send our left hand up and over, sending it to the back of our mat. Exhale to cartwheel the arm forward. We'll reach the right hand to the top of our mat. Inhale up and over again. Exhale to send our right hand forward. Now pausing here, we're just moving our right arm all the way around in a big old circle and bringing it to connect to our low back, finding a half bind here. And with our next in-breath, we'll lengthen out through our left leg as we send our left arm up and over the body towards the back of the mat. Then we'll move forward again, reaching forward with the left as we connect our left hand to our leg or to the floor, finding our triangle pose. We're pulling that shoulder back. And then we can unbind our right hand and send it up, stacking the shoulders. Now with our exhale, we'll bring the chest to the floor, allowing the right shoulder and arm to follow around, adding a bend into our left leg. So we're moving to our runner's lunge. We're pivoting onto the tippy toes of our right foot, pressing into the earth as we send our left leg up and back behind, 3-legged dog. To our down dog. We'll wiggle out here. Pedal out the legs, wiggle out the hips. And then we'll do the other side. Right leg goes up. We'll send it forward, step it down. Full breath in. Even larger breath back out. And dropping the left hand down. With an inhale, we'll send the right hand up. With our next exhale, we'll lower the left hip, reach the hand to the back of the mat. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower, reach back. Inhale, lift. And one more time, reaching back. Inhale to lift. We'll circle that right hand all the way down to the inside of our foot, pivoting the left foot around. We'll send the left arm up. And with our next in-breath, pressing down evenly through both feet and lifting to our warrior 2. Take a moment to connect. With our next inhale, we'll send our right arm up and over to the back of our mat. Exhale to cartwheel the arms. Reach the left hand forward. Inhale up and over, reaching back. And cartwheeling the arms forward. We'll pause here with our left arm up. We'll circle that left hand all the way around in a nice big circle, bringing it to the small of our backs. We're finding that half bind. We're pulling the shoulder back so the chest is open. With our next in-breath, we'll lengthen out through the right leg as we lift the right hand up and over the body towards the back of our mat. And again, we'll cartwheel the arms, reaching forward with the right as we connect the hand to the leg or to the floor. Pulling the shoulder back, opening the chest. And then we can unbind the left and send it up. Triangle pose. And then exhale, rotate the chest until the chest is pointed down to the floor. We'll bend into our right leg as we pivot our back toes around. Pressing into the earth, we'll lift the right leg, send it up and back behind. And drop it down to our down dog. Wiggle out. Now we'll bring the hands that 6 inches, that hand's distance closer to the feet. Putting a little more bend to the knees, sending the hips up and back. We'll shift further forward, moving to our floating tabletop, hovering the knees, pressing into the earth, breathing into the abdomen. We'll drop the knees the rest of the way down, untuck the toes, shift the hips back for a child's pose. Letting the neck be soft as we connect the forehead or the top of the head to the mat. We'll press into the hands again. As we start to lift the chest, we'll walk the hands in towards the legs. So we're sitting down on the calves, on the heels, lifting tall through the chest. We'll bring our hands together, interlocking our fingers, and then moving the wrists in a loop-de-loop or figure 8 shape. Now bringing the wrists back to a more neutral, we'll turn our palms away from the body as we drop the chin to the chest and arch back through the spine. Now we'll reach the palms up towards the ceiling and reverse. Now we're lifting the chest, sending the hips back and reaching the abdomen forward. And we'll bring the spine back to a more neutral place. And we'll drop the hands, shake them out. Now walking the hands out to our tabletop. And then another hand's distance out in front of the shoulders. We'll tuck the toes under. And we're going to move through our main flow one more time on each side. Reaching our left leg up towards the ceiling. We'll step it through the hands, bringing you full breath in And an even larger breath back out as we plant the right hand. Inhale the left hand up. And with our exhale, we'll pivot the chest over towards our left side. Reach the hand up and back. Inhale to reach back up. Exhale to reach to the back of the mat. Lower the left hip, the right hip. Inhale up and over. One more time. Reaching back. Inhale up and over. We'll bring our left hand down to the inside of our foot. Pivot the back foot around. Inhale the right arm up. And with our next inhale, we'll move to our warrior two. Take a full in and out breath cycle. And with our next inhale, we'll reach up and over to the back of the mat, keeping the bend in the front leg. Exhale to cartwheel the arms forward. Reach the right hand to the top. Inhale up and over. Reach to the back. Exhale to cartwheel forward. Pausing here as we find that bind, bringing the right hand around to the small of the back. Pull the shoulder back. Inhale, we'll reach up and over to the back of the mat as we lengthen out through the left leg. Exhale, up and over again. Hips go back. Reach forward with the left. Find our bound triangle. And then we can send our right hand up. With an exhale, we'll circle the chest down towards the floor. Pivot on the back foot. Send the left up and back behind. Three-legged dog. Exhale to our down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step forward. Full breath in. Even larger breath back out. Drop the left hand. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale to lower the left hip. Reach to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. One more time. Exhale, lower the hip, reach to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift up and over, circle the arm around. Inhale, left hand up. Fully release the breath out. Inhale, warrior two. Full in and out. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale to our forward motion. Send the left hand to the top of the mat. Inhale to the back of the mat. Exhale to the front. Take a moment to find our bind. Inhale. We'll reach the right hand up and over as we extend the right leg. Exhale to our bound triangle. Inhale, send the left hand up. Take a moment. And with our exhale, we'll circle the chest all the way down and around. Pivot. With an inhale, we'll reach the right foot up. And with our exhale, we'll lower it. We'll move to a wide-legged child's pose, reaching the knees to the outer edge of the mat. Bringing toes into touch, softening the chest and the forehead down. We'll press into the hands to lift us back up. As we bring our left hand underneath of our chest, our knees are still wide from each other, toes are pointed in. With an in-breath, we'll reach the right hand up. And with our exhale, we'll thread our right arm all the way through our left side as far as it'll go before we bring the shoulder and side of face down. Now pressing into the left, we'll unthread the right, reach the right up, and bring it down, a full in, and a complete out breath as we reset. And with our next in-breath, we'll reach the left up. Exhale to thread the right all the way through, bring shoulder inside of face down. Pressing into the right, giving us space to unthread the left. Reach the left up, and we'll bring it down, planting the hands. We'll bring the knees underneath of the hips. Now we're gripping with the fingertips, so this middle big knuckle will lift off of the floor, and we're almost pulling the yoga mat into bunch under our hands. We'll tuck the toes under, and we'll move back to our floating tabletop. Breathing into the abdomen so that it's filling with air. And we're contracting or pulling the abs in and up towards our rib cage as we exhale. We'll drop the knees down and cross the ankles as we roll back, making our way to a seated position. We'll scoot to the middle of our mat, taking the legs out long in front. We'll give them a little bit of a bouncing out. Now, shifting a little further forward, we can use the heels to pull us up to help us send the hips back. And then we're going to engage all the way up the legs by lifting the toes up towards the ceiling. The kneecaps will pull in towards the hip flexors. Hip flexors are active. We'll reach the hands up towards the ceiling, and we're going to focus on our posture here for a little while. Pulling the shoulders back and down away from the ears. At the end of each exhale, rechecking that posture, sitting up tall, shining the chest forward. With our exhale, we'll circle the arms all the way down and around behind the body. Fingertips are pointed away, and we'll start to walk or crawl the hands a little further back. And now, like we're taking the largest breath ever, we'll lift the chest, we'll lift the eyes, we'll pull the shoulder blades into the spine. And we'll fill the chest with air, and we'll let it go. 2 more big breaths in. And with our next exhale, we'll curl the shoulders forward to give us the space to walk the hands up and out. We'll wiggle out the arms as we walk the bottoms of the feet in. Now we'll move to our boat pose from here. Long from the hips all the way out through the spine. We're sitting at a diagonal, so we're reaching back with the top of our head. We're engaging through the core, pulling ribs and hips a little bit closer together as we bring the hands on either side of the knees. Now we can keep our big toes down as our kickstands. We can bring our shins parallel to the floor, or we can extend the legs fully out. Now keep in mind, this is the last hard, physically hard part of this class. So we'll let go, or we'll get out any extra wigglies. We'll challenge ourselves to keep breathing, moving through any shaking that the body does. Big breaths in and back out. And then we'll start to lower down to the floor. Moving to a full body stretch, reaching the arms up and over the head to the back of the mat, pointing and reaching the toes to the front. And we'll move to our Savasana from here. Finding a comfortable place to take a few moments rest. To let all of that goodness from our practice to soak in. To allow the body to cool down again and the breath to slow. We'll close the eyes. And we'll allow the shoulders to droop down towards the mat and a little further away from the ears. We'll let the feet fall away from each other. And the whole of the body, the legs, the torso, the shoulders, the head, to be heavy towards the mat. We'll let any other background noise be just that, noise. Let our thoughts drift away from them as we allow our senses to be a little quieter, as we bring our awareness into our bodies and into just this present moment. We'll bring a large breath in through the nose and fully let it go from the mouth. We'll do 2 more like this. Big breath in through the nose. An open mouth sigh to let it go. And for the next little while, we'll allow our exhales to be a little longer than our inhales. Fully letting go of the breath. Maybe even taking a pause at the end of the breath to hold for a second or two before we start fresh with a new breath in. And repeating this process over and over as we allow the body to grow still and the mind to quiet. We'll bring another large breath in through the nose. Let it go as an open mouth sigh. And start to invite some movement back into the body by wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. And when you are feeling ready, you can roll to one side or the other. And we'll take our moment of gratitude here. Thank yourself for coming to your mat today, for taking this time out of your day to refocus your energy, to allow yourself some peace and quiet, to move and to breathe in a way that feels good. Now give yourself a nice big mental or physical hug. And again, when you are feeling ready, you can press up into a seated position. We'll bring one hand down to the mat beside us and reach the other arm up and over the body. Cartwheeling the arms, we'll switch sides. And move back to center again. Now we'll close the eyes one last time as we sit tall through the spine. We'll bring a large breath in through the nose and let it go as a sigh. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy.